Welcome back. We are the trophy leader again. That's kind of the most exciting thing. And I got 3 trophies in a row. I won 15 matches in a row with this deck, Red Black Rock. Hot Fappuccino, thank you for your Twitch Prime. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. And this deck is, of course, very similar to something we've been playing for a long time. But the big innovation here is Den of the Bugbear. This is a card I've liked for a long time, but I just hadn't gotten around to testing it in this archetype yet. And this card has been really strong. It's like a Raging Ravine that enters untapped in the early game. It plays it's honestly like it's almost, I think it's better than Raging Ravine even, where I'd rather have a 1/1 token than a +1 counter. I think, especially against the control decks, just making a creature has been really relevant. And I do think that as far as like all the red-black mid-range decks go, like this is really the only version that can afford to play Den of the Bugbear. Brady, 1-year anniversary. Thank you, buddy. Is it better than Hall of the Storm Giants? Yeah, I think so. I think that this is the best one. First time a streamer's got a name right on a first time. Really? I feel like it's kind of clear. Think Din can fit into Marty Reanimator? No, in 3-color decks, it's really tough to fit Den of the Bugbear. You could maybe make it work, since that deck, I guess, is lightly splashing white, but I will say at the very least, it's like very much at its best in this deck. So we're also playing I went a trophy 3 leagues in a row. I wasn't playing the Urborg in that list, but I think the first Urborg is actually better than Graven Cairns with all these Den of the Bugbears. Utopia Sprawl on white is usually a really bad sign for this deck. I guess I could have Thoughtseized here, but I'm just going to lead on the Monke. Is Delirium hard to achieve with only 4 fetch lands? Not really, no. Like, Channeler just, like, gives you Delirium so quickly. I didn't really feel like it was that big of an issue. Okay, Enchantress is this deck's worst matchup. Oh no. This is the worst matchup, Enchantress. Good way to start the day. I don't know, but basically, like, the entire time I've been playing with Dragon Range's Channeler, people were like, aren't you worried about hitting Delirium? And my answer is basically always no. Delirium is, like, really usually very consistent with Channeler in your deck. The card just, it has Surveil on it. And I know we also play, Unholy Heat, but I'm not too worried about it either way. Alright, so their top card is Snow-Covered Plains. We'll see how good their hand is. Zax, 15 months or 9 months, appreciate ya. I would let them keep their Sithis if I could kill it, but the Sterling Grove is going to protect it, so just go ahead and grab that one. Have I tried this version with Shadows? I have. I haven't liked it as much, but I have tried it. Is Blue-Red Enchantress matchup also bad? It's not as bad. Counter spells are better than discard spells against them. Okay, we can't kill the Sanctum Weaver, but they also can't really block it super efficiently. Pretty sure I'm bolting the main phase for Delirium. Then I'm assuming we're going to get to go Inquisition plus Voidwalker. And hopefully that's just fast enough. It might not be, like, they can tutor up Solitary Confinement here. Yeah, but if they tutor up Solitary Confinement and then they draw a land after the Enchantress trigger, then they lose. Thank you, Zax, for 9 months. Yeah, it feels really good to be on top of the leaderboard again, at least for the time being. Okay, so this was their draw step to Confinement. Then they drew a card off Enchantress's Presence. If it's a land, this is not going to be good enough for them. See, I also can Sterling Grove. I guess that doesn't do anything, though. This prevents the combat damage, right? Yeah. And it's also true that Kroxa can deal damage through Solitary Confinement, so just keep that in mind in this matchup. So they sacked the Solitary Confinement. They bricked. Awesome. Very exciting. They cast Abundant Growth, draw 2 cards. A deck tech for Bayouche. Bay, blah, 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 blah. If you can post your link in the chat, I'll take a look. Okay, so they have a lot of mana left with the Sanctum Weaver here. So they sack the Sterling Grove, so they're probably going to go cycle into Confinement, which stinks. Oh no, did I have a window? I had a window to kill the Sanctum Weaver, sorry. That's my fault. That's my fault. I messed this game up real bad. I forgot that they lost the Shroud. Yeah, I guess we just threw this game away. I guess Lightning Bolt is kind of interesting if they end up having to sack their Confinement again. Which is really like our only chance here, I think. I mean, we could also draw Kroxa. Kroxa's not an irrelevant card. Just Sky, Wildfire, and Ice. Good name for sure. Don't play the Plains with all these flagstones, I think, at the moment. I think that's, like, not really something you can afford, even with all these Mystic Gates. There might be Destiny spinning us. They have 8 enchantments. I can use both of my removal spells to kill one of their guys here. Wait, they're attacking with Destiny Spinner too? So I can just go block Lurrus on Destiny Spinner, and then they don't have a spinner after that. Probably good to also kill a creature here, because we can like dig a bit more for Kroxa. And so if I see Kroxa, then it might be good to keep it so I can cast Kroxa an additional time off of Lurrus. But I guess I can just cast it twice anyways. So yeah, I'll get back to the deck tech in a second. Just let me take this turn. Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, still not much going on. I guess I'm going to go play Urborg. Return Lurrus, deal 2 damage to Channeler. Just keep digging for that Kroxa. I think they messed up really bad by attacking. Okay, there's the Kroxa. Now, do I want this on top? Yeah, I think I want this on top. I think like I might want to just go like cast it, and then cast it again off Lurrus. It's like really the only card that matters. Could be a little too late though. Okay, so I do think that you want to go minus the Plains, minus the Sacred Foundry. Yeah, I wouldn't play either of those cards in this deck in this iteration. You can play the second Hallowed Fountain if you want the 5th fetch. You probably do want the 5th fetch. Or sorry, the 5th Shockland. Probably don't need to play the 4th Island. 8 fetchables is probably fine. And then maybe you just need to play the 4th Mystic Gate because you have 4 Flagstones of Trickhair in your counterspell deck. Well, I guess you're not playing Archmage's Charm too. Sorry, let's see if they bricked here. Yes. Okay, so we have a chance again. They had to sack their Confinement. Okay, crazy game. Yeah, I'm not sure what that other land needs to be. It could be like a Spirebuff Canal, could be a Sulphur Falls, could be a Reflecting Pool. Probably Reflecting Pool would be my recommendation. I also don't like Jace the Mind Sculptor still. I'd play like the 3rd hero before the 1st Jace. Most of the rest of the deck seems pretty fine, though. Don't sideboard the Hollow of Heliod's Generosity, though. I don't think that card's worth it. Okay, hold on. Are we dead? Guess I'll just block like this and see. Looks pretty dead. -1. Bummer. Such a close game. I definitely threw this game away, though. Feels pretty bad. Alright, but you have 3 explosives, which can't help in this matchup. And then I think I'm going to go down, cut all the Kolaghan's commands, or maybe I'll play 1 Kolaghan's command, 1 heat, 2 terminate, 3 bolts. Seems fine. We should have cast confinement. You could have stolen confinement with Voidwalker. Yeah, I guess. Dude, we didn't know about the Destiny Spinner. I guess we did know that they could tutor it up, though. Yeah. I didn't attack with the Shadow Creature because they had confinement in play to print the damage. Yeah, maybe that was good. Maybe that was good. Keep this. Yeah, all of these. I trophied 3 times in a row with this deck on Saturday to tie up the race. On thin ice, bummer. It's pretty good. We can go Inquisition plus 2nd Ragavan. Great draw. Veil of Summer, Enchantress's Presence, Sanctum Weaver. I will say that Enchantress's Presence is the hardest card for this deck to beat. The Veil of Summer doesn't seem particularly easy, though. Although I get to bolt the Sanctum Weaver next turn, attack. I think I'm gonna take the Presence. That card is like is the hardest card for us to beat. Any recommendation for budget threats for Green Tron? I don't know. Sundering Titan, maybe? Mirror Battlesphere? No dash? No, don't dash to the spot. You don't want to have to sink 2 mana on Ragavan every single turn. It's not like we have like a ton of good things to hit here. You need Ragavan to make you mana in this spot. Okay, draw a card. Doc, thank you for 18 months. Appreciate you. We also like didn't see that they have like another answer to it or anything like that. People dash Ragavan too much. Alright, Kroxa's trigger does not get veiled. What do you think of Jund Saga decks and their performance over the weekend? I don't know how they did over the weekend. I didn't really pay much attention to the challenges. How did they do? I think that they have like a really bad Tron matchup, and I'm not of the opinion that they should be seeing that much play. But if they've been winning tournaments, maybe I'm wrong, Though thank you, Doc, for 18 months. I'm not sure if I said thanks or not. We have a Luris going, or Ragavan going. I think I'm gonna cast this. And then do I just cast Tourach as a creature? I think so. We know they have Veil of Summer, so not really much point in trying to get them with this if they're just gonna hold up the Veil. You don't have enchantments? No, but Ragavan can let me cast enchantments, right? I've already cast 2 enchantments this game. Burger, 1 year, happy anniversary. Yeah, there we go. They can't deal with it. Deal with the card disadvantage. Alright, won a game against, like, the Enchantress has always, like, been Red-Black's worst matchup. Year started my day with a spike brew and a coffee brew, hell yeah. BCS, 7 months, appreciate you, buddy. 2 Jund Saga top 8 Modern Challenge, 4 in the top 32. That's really cool. I mean, the deck is powerful. The deck is, like, people really tend to gravitate to, like, the most grindy versions of decks like this, right? Which that deck absolutely is the grindiest, channeler variant or whatever. Ragavan, Luris, mid-range deck. Definitely the most grindy. People really like to gravitate to those the grindiest versions because they want to win these mirror matches. But again, I'm a bit hesitant to recommend the list because of the Tron matchup. Unholy Heat better than Terminate give Veil of Summer? Well, the problem is they have Sanctum Weaver, which is a 2/3, and it's hard to kill that card with Unholy Heat on turn 2. And it's not like Veil of Summer is going to be a beatable card for us, really. Dude, this is the kind of nut draw. Leyline into Sprawl into Enchantress's Presence. The Ghost Quarter version of the deck is strong. I firmly believe Ghost Quarter does not really change the matchup very much. Speed of Red Green, Ponza, Carnza. I played some Ponza, tested a bit over the weekend. I don't think that the deck is great. I think it's like just kind of bad against the decks with like very, very low curves. Bashin, 6 months, appreciate ya. Yeah, I'm not going to be X1 dropping. I'm still going to be dropping at 1-2 or 0-2 like I've been doing in the past, but yeah, we're not going to be X1 dropping today. Yeah, probably dead. So we draw Engineer Explosives, we go Explosives on 1, and it's just not enough. Yeah, we did throw game 1 away here, unfortunately. How come you'd never trophy this hard in the past? I have in the past. Well, yeah, I've had 40+ trophies in seasons in the past. Maybe not during my streaming career, but I mean, it's also true like this. Oh, sorry. That was just habit. It's also true that I think it's Ice 9, so who usually plays Land Destruction. So I think I'm playing Channeler on 1. What did of the Bugbear and Prowess? I think it's probably good there, yeah. It might be good in Life Total Control too. Do you have plans to work on upgrade the blue-white control list that I've seen play right now? I mean, obviously, like, we play a ton of blue-white X control decks on this channel. I like the versions that have been popular lately, though. I think that they're very good. I would definitely recommend them if you're interested. But of course, we're gonna play more blue-white X control on stream. Did I just take a Molten Rain? Play around the Mana Tithe. Cloaked Phantom, thank you for your tier 1 subscription. Appreciate ya. I keep hearing you say Life Total Control. What deck am I referring to? It's a new brew. I invented a new archetype called Life Total Control, which instead of controlling your opponent's board and their cards in their hand, it controls their life total. With like spells like Lava Spike, Boros Charm. It's like a brand new archetype. Top deck lands, 3 months, appreciate ya. You crushed me this deck on Saturday, you stole my card from Monkey to Wish for Voidmire. Yeah, that was pretty exciting. So we're playing this Valakut Awakening mystery card. Their top card is Battlefield Forge. Did I stop? Yeah. Now that we're caught up, we're not, desperation 0-1 dropping. Prince has been streaming. He hasn't been like X1 dropping either. I still do think it's bad EV to play at 0-2 or 1-2, so we'll drop if we are ever at those records. But I think we're gonna be fine, kind of returning to like normal league play until we fall back behind. Is that a joke on Burn? Yeah, kind of, but it's also like I've been playing like Dragon Rage's Channeler and Luris as a companion, and I was also trying Ragavan in it. So it is a joke on Burn. Yes, that's the joke. But it's also like a bit funny because like Burn players just haven't been playing Channeler and Luris in their decks. They have another Molten Rain on top. We're getting land total controlled out of this game, I guess. Is the reasoning for not splashing a third color to be more consistent with Bugbear? I feel like blue or white splash adds a ton to the deck. It's a combination of Bugbear and Voidwalker both being really good in this archetype and only really being good in red-black. I mean, I trophied 3 times in a row on Saturday with this deck. I've been really, really happy with it. Really impressed by the list. I think I should Thoughtseize because we know they have the Awakening, so I don't want them to get to sculpt their hand here. Yeah, I've been really happy with this version. And Den of the Bugbear has been phenomenal for me. Although it's maybe not good against the land destruction deck. Regime 15 months, 15 months of MTGO premium, and I don't even play MTGO. Guess I'm taking the Mana Tithe. Need to find a land. Play the Vantage, they pass. It's kind of like a land. What makes Murktide playable that other creatures don't have? It's bigger than all the other Delve creatures and dodges Unholy Heat. All the other Delve creatures die to Heat. This one doesn't. It's pretty straightforward. Alpine Moon's a super important sideboard card. GVS, it's maybe your most important one. I don't know if they're like really expensive now or something, but I would definitely recommend trying to pick them up. So I know my opponent has Oust. I think I'm going to just let them oust my Lurrus. Drug Mountain. Yeah, I don't think Murktide is super duper good in Modern at the moment, but it's definitely a playable deck. I think I'm gonna just cast both my creatures here. I got 3 trophies in a row with this deck on Saturday Read. 3 in a row. So we're drawing Lurrus. I'm a bit, sometimes they play Wrath of God. I'm a bit worried about overcommitting into that, but I guess if I Kroxa, it's not that big a deal. How did Saturday go? The challenge didn't go very well, but then I trophied 3 times in a row with this deck, and then that went pretty well. Yeah, it felt really, really good to like kind of get out of the slump a bit and like have a really, really hot streak. And the deck in general was feeling phenomenal. Yeah, I think I played against you, Zajad, in that 15 match span, right? Yeah, Prince also, I think Prince played 1 league with this deck yesterday. I was lurking in his chat a bunch. Kind of feel like Sanctifier is probably in Ice 9 sideboard. I know that they play Planeswalker, so I'll keep the Heats. Spike Scouting. I mean, I like Prince's streams too. Prince definitely has like a good energy for streaming. I don't understand anything he says, but he seems really nice, and the music he plays is good, and he's like always just having a good time. I definitely recommend giving him a follow. I subscribed yesterday, actually. Slapcast 2 months. Appreciate you, buddy. Good username. In the middle of learning. Yeah, I'm just in the process of learning Portuguese. Thoughts on Rakdos versus Jund of this deck? I mean, I think Rakdos is better at the moment. I've played a bunch of Jund variants, although I don't think I usually have Decay in the versions I've played. But just having access to a lot of main deck Kolaghan's commands has felt really nice. I think that's something that I'm really interested in at the moment, is all these main deck Kolaghan's commands, which is kind of harder to fit in if you're kind of, playing different colors for more flex spots. The main deck Voidwalkers have felt really good, and specifically Den of the Bugbear has been a phenomenal inclusion. The card has felt incredibly, incredibly strong to me. I gotta take that Trinisphere, right? And I think I'm gonna cast the other Ragavan. I don't really mind so much if they oust it. And if they Molten Raid me, I don't mind that much if I get to hit them with Ragavan. Need possible replacements for Ragavan while building into this deck. Honestly, you need to be like a different color combination. If you like in this deck, if you want to like just cut Ragavans, it's gonna be really tough. Where the card is really, really important to the deck, and like you'd want to be like Jund and play Tarmogoyf, or like Grixis and play Expressive Iteration, Snapcaster Mage, and just straight black red. I guess you could play Death Shadow. It might be like you have to change the mana a lot. You couldn't play Din, really, probably. Nah, never mind. It's tough. Thoughts about Red Eldrazi? I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan, honestly. Didn't draw a land. See what we hit off the Ragavan. Cascading Cataract. So I think I'm just going to Thoughtseize there. Oust. And then I think I'm going to leave the treasure in play, too. Yeah. Ragavan is much more replaceable in the dress down shadow deck. Like you can play Sprite Dragons, you can play another Kroxa, you can play some Snapcaster Mages. You have like more like flex spots that you can cut Ragavan for in that deck. Ragavan is less important in that deck than it is in this one. This loser, thank you for 5 months, appreciate you. Yeah, back on your old shit for sure. For sure. Can't play that as a land. I've been really liking this deck. Oh no, I didn't mean to go to my end step. Okay, I guess that's where we're at. Alright, Ragavan, got a lot of mana to make for us. Maybe I'll just go triple channeler. Obviously I meant to cast a channeler there, but well, I guess against Ice 9 we'll just put 9 points of power in play. The other Earth is Sideboard. This is game 2. You feel like I mean, the Burn versus Death Shadow matchup is super duper complicated, Cloud. It's like one of the most intricate matchups in Modern, period. And so it takes a lot of skill, I think, to like figure out like what's important, what you need to prioritize. And it just takes time to learn it. So I wouldn't be too stressed that you're struggling there. It's a really complicated matchup. Incoming, yeah. I'm sure that Ice Nine has some trophy or some sweepers. Spike, what deck you play for the 50-down run? This deck. I said it like 3 times in the last minute. Doesn't Urborg have a bit of attention of Voidmire? I don't bring in Voidmire against Tron. I bring it in against the Cascade decks. And Elementals. No Fulminator Mage. No, Fulminator Mage sucks. That card's really, really slow. Yeah. The argument for Fulminator Mage in the general deck is really bad compared to Obsidian Charmal, because it's like, if you have a general in play, you can get a 4/4 attached to your land destruction spell, but Obsidian Charmal already comes with a 4/4 attached to it. It's a really bad argument to play Fulminator Mage over Charmal. Spooky, 21 months, appreciate ya. When playing Bandblade with Queller to Fairy Fortification, get good in the changing meta. I don't know. I haven't liked that build of Band Stoneblade very much. I've been kind of playing a more like Taxes style Band Stoneblade and liking that one more. Okay, I think I'm gonna get the Voidwalker down. This card's like usually it's the worst card of the matchup, but it's probably a fine spot for it. I don't understand why you like some creature lands and others. For instance, Trumpet, you're not a fan of. I mean, I like Din of the Bugbear and Hall of the Storm Giants because they enter untapped on turns 1 and 2. And Modern right now revolves around turns 1 and 2. Turns 1 and 2 are like kind of the only turns that even matter, you know. There it is. There's the card. Yeah, that should be kind of clear. Like, this card conditionally enters untapped, and cards like Celestial Colonnade, Creeping Tarpit enter untapped in the early game, and this is still a format where Ragavan and the Hammer Time decks are very popular and very, very good, and it's very hard to feel like you can just afford to play a tap land on turn 1 in Modern. Darkman for Fulminator Mage costs 3 always, allowing you to sprawl into Fulminator always. Charmal also always costs 3 against. I guess on turn 2, if you're on the play, you can't Charmal on turn 2, but you can cast it the following turn before your opponent gets to Tron, right? It's like, I think it's a really bad argument for Fulminator Mage over Charmal. Charmal usually costs 3, sometimes costs 2, always comes with a 4/4 flyer. You have to like cast General before your You have to cast General. Hold on. Sorry. I guess I want to save the Thoughtseize for their Lurrus, so then I can Voidwalker and cast Lurrus. So I'm just going to hold up Terminate here. What was I going to cut for main deck sprawls? I wasn't 100% sure. It was going to be like some amount of Furies, the Prismari Command, maybe Helixes. Yeah, that's a really good draw. When you bring an unearthed sideboard card, it's good in Lurrus mirrors. It's like really, really good because Lurrus is like always relevant in grindy matchups or in general, and so when they get to go, when they counter it or kill it, you get to, dude, they didn't put Lurrus in their hand. It's a really bad beat for us. Could have maybe Den of the Bugbear here. There are no other matchups you'd want land destruction. Like, what about Titan? Isn't 3 mana versus 5 mana relevant there? Titan is very unpopular in Modern at the moment. I'm not really worried about Titan in general, no. I haven't played against the deck in a long time. The Titan players are, like, really off of it at the moment. Yeah, I'm not really worried about it. And Fulminator Mage also sucks. Like let's not like mince words about it. Fulminator Mage is a 3 mana land destruction spell. It's really, really slow. It's just not a good card in Modern. Let's not pretend. Okay, they drew Sigarda's Aid, which is really unfortunate for us. They're gonna go make a token and then Sigarda's Aid. Boy, we might still be able to race this. And Tron is better to run Emrakul, Promisant, or Kozilek, Butcher of Truth. Having trouble. I mean, isn't Ulamog the Exile 2 permanence? Is that card the way to go? Oh, they didn't make a token. That was a mistake, right? Like Fulminator in the Jun Coco deck. It's probably fine there, but it's like Fulminator Mage is not a good sideboard card in Modern. Let's not like pretend like it is, you know? Let's not pretend like it's, you know, this is like really the tech you need to beat Tron. It like never has been and it's not now. What happened to Titan? Is it bad now? You know what? It's way better than Titan players think it is, to be honest with you. But yeah, Titan players think that their deck's poorly positioned. They've been of this opinion for a while now. I'm not really. I think that they are honestly. I think that if they registered their Titan deck and they played it with their like usual deck mastery, they'd be just fine. So we lose if they top decked Hammer, I guess. They didn't top deck Hammer. I put my CFP Pro code and CFP image. The code is Spike. Could probably do that. Later though. Heard a friend on podcast, he said Unholy Heat was real rough. Yeah, I mean that's a big part of it for sure. It's a big part of it for sure. But I mean Titan is still a really powerful deck. I really believe that someone's just gonna win a tournament with Titan soon. And then people will play the deck again and they'll realize that the deck can just get by on its raw power. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I haven't played the deck recently. Fran is definitely someone I would, more so listen to about the topic than me. This is just my opinion on it. Did people put Gus back on their board? No, Gus is not nearly as good against Titan as it used to be without the presence of Mystic Sanctuary. It's just not that like backbreaking like it used to be. It's a good card against them, but it's much more beatable without Mystic Sanctuary. Yeah, it feels good to not wear the headband for a stream. Last Monday we caught back up to Prince 2. We were able to take it off. Heard you were playing a Gruul Bush deck last weekend. Do I have a list? No, not one that I want to post. But that was the first deck I was testing Den of the Bugbear in. I was liking it there. What are the tier 1 decks right now? I would say that Hammer Time, Rhinos, Blue-White Control, Tron, and then you probably just want to group the Murktide / Black-Red Lurrus decks kind of into one archetype too. Right, Korean 5 lineups, 5 months. Loved your Ores of Reanimator, had to give it a try. Really wanted to try Hex Parasite. But Tiamat Calls the Dead and Urza Saga. It's pretty cool. I feel like you probably just like want one of as a tutor target. How much is this mill? 6 total? It's definitely spicy. Probably have to keep this. I don't know. Double Alpine Moon's kind of awkward. Ragavan, Kroxa, neither of these are like that good. Do we keep this on 6? I think so, yeah. We've got 4 looks at a second land. Hope I shred with Monke and Blood Moon. Yeah. I mean, that's like the Imhayashi deck. I think that deck's pretty good. We had 4 moons on the board with this list for the Blaststone argument. Blaststone is less impactful against this deck compared to the Shadow deck, where you have 12 1-mana creatures, but this deck only has 8. And then also, like, you have Voidwalker in this deck, and, like, Voidwalker can just, like, steal games against Tron, so your matchup in general is better. What do you think of Living End? Living End is fine. I think it is, like, much harder. Like, there's a lot of Chalices right now, and Living End is, like, a lot worse at beating main deck Chalice than Rhinos is. I mean, they can still do it, of course, but they're worse at it. My opponent has Sanctifier on top, but they don't have another land. We have a few answers to Sanctifier. We have 2 Pyrite Spellbombs, 3 Explosives. Does it feel hard to hit Delirium without fetches, or does it about the same? It's honestly about the same. Like, people always, I think, they just underestimate Channeler, how good the card is. I spoke 15 months, appreciate ya. Thanks, buddy, for the kind words. Alright. Okay, we found the second land. Pretty sure just holding up Terminate here. Do you think the Tron matchup or Elementals matchup is tougher for the Jeskai Murktide list? Probably Elementals. Although Elementals is not popular at the moment. Is that deck with Throes of Chaos playable? I mean, you can, like, 3-2 with it. How are the Baubles without fetches? We have fetch lands in the deck. And they're very good with Lurrus and Channeler. You still have 4 fetch lands in the deck. How do you feel about is it Murktide shells at the moment? I've been playing I played them in the challenge over the weekend. Gab did well with it too over the weekend. I think that they're fine. I do think that they have a good Tron matchup. I think they kind of struggle though against the blue-white control decks, unfortunately. I think I'm holding up Kolaghan's command here. How do you feel about dropping Caverns or Rhinos? I like at least the first Caverns. It really doesn't cost you that much, and the upside is really high. Yeah, we have 2 Pyrite Spellbombs and 2 Engineered Explosives for Sanctifier. What do you predict the winning number of trophies in the race will between me and Prince? I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, we have Alpine Moon for the Saga. Just gonna go ahead and take this. Kind of hope that they play like a Stoneforge Mystic. I can go kill Yawgmoth, kill the Mystic. Or I guess it would be maybe better for them to play like Pure Steel Paladin. Okay, that's perfect. Then we have Alpine Moon for their Saga. Did I see the Valkytron list? I did see the stream title. I didn't actually see the list. 3 hammers. Guess I kind of wish I saved that for Lurrus then. You blocked a Fury and it died. Did your opponent cast Bone Crusher or Stomp from Bone Crusher Giant that turn that it died? Because if that happened, that's why it died. Because Bone Crusher stops the damage prevention from protection. It's a lot of Tron, Burn, every league. Do you think if it falls, Zoomerjun, Grixis Lurrus, Blue-Red Murktide? Probably of those decks specifically, Blue-Red Murktide would be my recommendation. It's a deck I've been liking a lot too. How well do you think the creativity decks are positioned? They're fine. They won the challenge over the weekend. They're not some of my favorite decks in the format, but they are fine. So my opponent's drawing Pure Steel Paladin, then their hand will be Paladin, Hammer, Hammer. If they cast Paladin then this turn, we can easily terminate it. Otherwise, we can Inquisition it if they like play a Hammer and then try to like play it and immediately equip next turn. Dominique Stark, good username. Thank you for your subscription. Appreciate you. Yeah, so I'm down to only 4 fetch lands, just the 4 Mires in this list. And then I also cut the second Swamp, second Mountain. Prime, 5 months. Appreciate you, buddy. Prime with the Twitch Prime. Yeah, we have 4 Ragavans in this deck. They should not. Yeah, they shouldn't attack with a second Sanctifier because they let me gain 3 life. So like dealing 2 damage and I get to, you know, drain for 3 is not really worth for them. Nine ball, 19 months, appreciate ya. Graven Cairns, let's go shuffle that. Need to find explosives or Pyrite Spellbomb. We got a decent amount of time. Am I going to kill the artifact creatures with my command here? I might. Okay. Then I think I probably will now. Just get to clean up the whole board. Game kind of ends. Inquisition, they're... oh, they didn't lure us here. You just block with Din. Din is still red. Can't block. I think it's still red, right? Yeah, it's red. Maybe I should have explosives first for Delirium. I think this is fine. Kind of weird they didn't cast their Esper Sentinel. Yeah, deck tech's still $10. Why not Inquisition the other hammer? The other hammer doesn't matter at all is the main reason, I think. If they don't have a creature, it does literally nothing, and they need to draw Sigard as aid for it to be more relevant than the hammer in play. Drawing Shadow Spear, game kind of over. How old do I think Yawg is right now? I've been playing against it a bunch lately. I haven't lost Student in a while though, so I don't know. How do I see the Jeskai Lotus Field in the current meta? It's very slow. Like that deck doesn't get to play a lot of cheap interaction usually, and it's gonna be very cold to Hammer Time and Ragavan. I do like the deck though. Like obviously it's one of my favorite decks ever. Breeding Pool tapped. Yeah. We also like did punt the match against Enchantress, unfortunately. I'll keep that one. Banned Control. Very slow hand though. Think a black red or Grixis Reanimator deck is doable. I mean, I've been playing a ton of different Reanimator strategies on stream lately. I've been playing Mardu, I've been playing Black-White. I don't think that straight Black-Red is good because you just have no answers to Graveyard Hate. Or not enough answers to Graveyard Hate, I should say. So I think you basically always want to make sure that you have lots of answers to artifacts and enchantments in your let's get that. In your Reanimator decks. If they're on the draw versus Luris, there's no way that correct is keep. Keep is correct. Probably not. Prismatic Ending, rest in peace, Channeler. You know, definitely drawing mulliganing on the play. Then, or did we mulligan? Just drawing this many removal spells is pretty tough. I'm going to Terminate here. Still no Delirium too. Okay, deck tech. Can you post the link in chat? I can't copy paste from the notifications. I'd consider a Mask Vandal as a sideboard card for green. Well, for green is like, what does that mean? Because there are some green decks that might want to play Mask Vandal. But you're gonna have to be like way more specific with the deck that would want it. I've put Mask Vandal in decks before. It's fine. So I've played some amount of these decks of like the Jund version on stream. This seems like a totally fine build of the deck. One thing is I don't really like Decay very much at the moment. Where like I've been playing kind of Terminate in the spot instead, where like this gives you like main deck answers to Murktide, and there's like so many 1 mana threats in the format. There's not that many 2 mana threats, and so like Decay is like usually trading down on mana, which is of course not ideal. So I think that I would not recommend. Yeah, I don't think I would recommend. I would play Terminate over Decay. The main deck, 2 main deck spell bombs feels like a lot to me. I'm not convinced that like Graveyard Hate is that necessary in the format to main deck spell bomb. I would probably just leave those in the sideboard. I would play the 4th Ragavan over it. Probably the 7th discard spell. I think are both pretty important too. I don't like the sideboard Assassin's trophies. I think that trophy is like, I understand that's okay. You can bring it in against Tron and you can bring it in against Murktide Regent, but I think the card kind of stinks and I'd rather have more efficient cards in both of those matchups. Not a huge fan of the sideboard. Not a huge fan of the sideboard Fatal Push either. I think I'd rather those be in the main deck or not at all. I do like the sideboard Break the Ice. Oh, you need some like Rhino's Hate. You need more Rhino's Hate. You need to be playing some amount of Chalice of the Void in the sideboard. Some amount of Void Mirror. My opponent just never tapping out for Jace. It's fine. So I know my opponent has Solitude. We're pretty dead here. Bolt Step Bolt. Happy anniversary, dude. We're playing against a Banned Control deck. I think the list is cool. I've seen it pop around a little bit. Force pitching Jace the Mind Sculptor. It kind of feels like a testament to how much Jace stinks. Just to keep their Solitude alive too. Wow. What do you think of the Raggy Jund builds with Urza Saga? I mean, I don't like them that much. I don't dislike them that much either, I should probably say. They're fine. But I think that they probably have a quite poor Tron matchup, and Tron's pretty popular. So it's not really a deck I'd recommend, I think. Kind of surprised that they're casting the Ephemerate there. That feels like a mistake to me. Okay, but that's a pretty sick rip, huh? Jeez. Still don't have Delirium. Okay, now I have Delirium. So let's see what their top card is. It's a Fairy Time Raveler. Well, if they have a counterspell, they'll definitely counter this Lyris. So I guess we go Dash Ragavan. I don't think they have anything to get that the Time Raveler off the top of their library. I guess I could have Ragavanned and tried to cast the Time Raveler. That was probably better. How are we ahead all of a sudden? We were so behind this game. We were so behind this game. This is definitely a good Den of the Bugbear matchup. I think I'll Thoughtseize them. Yeah, simply play Lyris. It all makes sense. Kind of want to brew a Saga Reclamation. I've tried it. I haven't been that impressed, but I have tried it. It's good. That was a good Thoughtseize. Yeah, we got very lucky to draw Lyris to be ahead here. Yeah, they also threw away their Jace. They like spewed the Ephemerate. Yeah, and yeah, definitely two big missteps. Yeah, Bant's mana is really bad. Bant's mana is really bad for sure. Yeah, they should. Oh, dude, man, the Astrolabe decks. What a weird time. Tenno, 17 months. Appreciate you, buddy. Let's round up for a year and a half. Sure thing. Happy year and a half. Yeah, with the gangster set, the noir set, right? That's gonna be probably where the triumphs are because it's a 3-color set. Attack Cowboy, good username. Thanks for your 2-month resub. My opponent's top card is Flooded Strand, so I'm not gonna dash Ragavan against a draw step that I want them to take. If they have Ice Fang, they have Ice Fang. Okay, they should have killed my Lyris before now. This is not the time to kill Lyris. They need to kill it before I get to draw a card off of it. Sadly, no Den of the Bugbear this game. I saw the ending coming. Oh, I forgot about it. I forgot about it. Yeah. I should have seen it. I forgot about it, though. So, I mean, that's on me, too. But they definitely should have exiled my Lyris before. There was no reason for them to wait. Can they play Sanctifier on their sideboard? Let me see if they've got, like, a list posted. Oh, I also touched... Okay, there. I touched my microphone. For those of you who didn't see this morning, Athena broke my cord for my usual microphone, so I have my old microphone, but I couldn't find the boom arm. It's in a cup. It's in a cup. It's very fragile setup we have here. Probably on rip, yeah. Maybe I'll play an explosives as an out to rip, just one. Chris, thank you for your subscription. Appreciate ya. Yeah, it still sounds fine. Honestly, the cup, it fits perfectly in here. It's kind of like, it's just not that bad. But they have Ice Fang. We saw, yeah, they're playing green for Ice Fang and Eternal Witness. Oh, probably not on rip because of Ewit. Right. And thankfully Esther works right by a Best Buy, so I sent her the cord I need, and she's gonna be able to pick it up. That's my opinion on Grixis control through Grixis Triumph. That's not what's holding Grixis back. It's like, honestly, like if you're gonna be Grixis, like just like being a Lyris Channeler deck is just like so clearly the way to go with it. I think that's Grixis's problem. Like a hard Grixis control deck, it's like it lacks the. It's lacking top end that's better than Lyris, you know. How and when I captured Prince, I trophied 3 leagues in a row on Saturday playing this deck in the span of like 4.5 hours. It was awesome. When I was watching, you know, Mob Psycho with Esther in the process, I wasn't even paying that much attention. Just a real hot streak. I think I'm gonna Voidwalker here. Yeah, Mob transferred me his power. Yeah, I have a Yeti mic. It's over here. And again, I've got Esther picking up the cord for it. But Athena, she, like, when I'm doing, like, my morning prep, she'll, like, sit under the desk. And I don't know, she, like, just, like, shot up real quick for some reason. Because she's a husky and they're real excitable, I guess. And knocked over the mic and the cord got all broke. She's a floated strand on top. So we take the prismatic ending, and then they play Jace, bounce the Voidwalker, and then I go. I can't go Kolaghan's Command and Voidwalker. But I guess I could just kill. I can still kill the Jace with the command. I use the USB cord. Although I guess I didn't even realize it had the aux input. Is that better to use? Yeah, Athena used to actually be, make appearances on the stream. It's been a while though. I guess I should have Inquisitioned first. Pretty sure I take the counter spell though. The aux is output. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I thought about having a couch for Athena, but then it's also like I like this background, but maybe we'll change the background at some point. Auction off the conspiracy board for charity or something. Need to play 4 Din of the Bugbear for matchups like this. Cycles the Veil, awesome. No, I don't think they forgot to uptick to Fairy. So they did discard the Solitude to the Kolaghan's Command. Let's test the waters with Voidwalker here. And then, I mean, it does stink to be kind of flooded like this with no Din of the Bugbear. But at least Lure is resolved. Can't complain too much. I don't know how I would possibly ship the board, though, if I ever auctioned it off. It'd be kind of a nightmare. Top card's Blood Crypt. Just get the shuffle. We can cast Fairy Time Raveler off of Voidwalker. No, they cycled the Veil of Summer. They cycled it after we cast the Voidwalker. We don't know any card in their hand. I think I cast this first. Just in case they have a counter spell, they're gonna... use it. So if I bounce Solitude, they get to exile my Voidwalker though. So maybe I shouldn't have cast this. Bounce and kick. Bounce and kick. This isn't Tourach, this is Voidwalker. Yeah, and you also couldn't bounce Tourach because it's pro-white. Yeah, I could have maybe just drawn the card there. I think I was supposed to bounce the Solitude and then not play the second Voidwalker. I think that was the mistake. Explosives on 1, which is kind of like a flex against a board state that has no 1-drops. I can Prismatic Ending to get rid of it. Let's see if they have something in their hand that I can Voidwalker. No. Although I guess I get to Voidwalker the Teferi again after they attack it with Solitude. It's kind of weird. Oh no, oh, they might have actually that might actually be a bug still, because Voidwalker's been bugged where if you've stolen a permanent and that permanent dies, it should get exiled with a Void counter, but instead it doesn't. So let's see if this is still bugged. Journal Mongoose, thank you for your subscription. Appreciate ya. Okay, they fixed the bug. Awesome. And then they drew Falls for turn. So let me go. So, but maybe I just want a Kroxa instead. Yeah, Prismatic Ending works because it's CMC 0. Maybe I just want a Kroxa instead. I think this is probably a bit better because they'll probably have to recast the Solitude. Oh no, I could discard the Kroxa. I could make him discard it with Kroxa. Never mind, never mind. That's the play. Yeah, this is a good turn. This deck just feels so sick right now. They'll just cast a response. We have Teferi in play. What are you guys talking about? Come on, chat. Oh, but they will draw another one, I guess. I guess they'll draw another one. They can kill my Channeler with their explosives. Okay. Drew another land, wow. And none of these were Den of the Bugbear. We're both top decking. Good job, DV. Yeah, you were right. They will just play Solitude. You guys were right. There we go. Finally. Better than any other land to draw. I would still have rather drawn a spell there. Dark Horse, 5 months. Appreciate you. Yeah, time to play 4 Den. Can't EE on 5. I guess I'll EE on 2 though. Just in case they have Ice Fang. Now I wonder if they have to leave back the Solitude, because I'm gonna get to make more and more Goblin tokens. Well, I guess they're not taking that much damage. Activate Din twice. Oh, right. Yeah. Cool. I guess we'll do that. Do I pop the explosives to kill the wall? I think probably not. Okay, I'll fire off this Thoughtseize. They might have Ephemerate. Prismatic Ending. The old Raging Ravine trick. Yeah, if you activate this twice, it should get a second ability that makes a second Goblin. The next turn we can leave Goblins back to block Solitude. So now I guess I pop the explosives. Only activate Din 1 time this turn. Dash the Monkey. How does that work? So yeah, you activate the ability to give the Den of the Bugbear the ability of when it attacks, it gets to make a token. You can do the same thing with Raging Ravine. Oh no, I didn't. I just forgot to click the Monkey. Sorry, chat. See if it just would die anyways. They have another Solitude. They have Restoration Angel for Solitude. Man, it's. I guess I would have been able to fear the. I would have been able to fear. Oh yeah. They should have blocked Den of the Bugbear and then exiled the Ragavan. Gabroth, 19 months. Appreciate ya. Might be going to game 3. Resto is pretty cool in their deck. I guess we can double block the Solitude. Okay. Can Heat Restoration Angel. They drew a counterspell. They drew a Cryptic Command, which is way worse. No, we could have used Shizo to give Ragavan fear to still get damage through. Let's go to game 3. So I didn't see any Rest in Pieces that game. That was a really long game. I think I'm gonna just hope we don't get got by 1. Don't you feel despair playing these so uphill games? I tend to concede way easier. I mean, we were like very, very alive until like that turn, I think. No, I don't feel despair. No, I don't feel despair. Yeah, we were super live. We drew Kroxa at that point in the game. This was like really our only good draw. Maybe Kolaghan's Command. Is Hall possibly in blue-red? Yeah, you can maybe play Hall in blue-red. I don't know. It's kind of tough in that deck because you want to your one mana play is usually red, so I feel like Hall is a bit worse in that deck. ZC 5 months, appreciate ya. Yeah, you could maybe play Din with like less charms, but I think charms really good. Yeah, I don't feel anything about any match that's not 4-0. Thanks again, ZC. I feel like 3 is the right number, but it's possible you could fit a 4th in. Probably have to play the 3rd Graven Cairns though. When I catch up, I caught up on Saturday. I got 3 trophies in the span of like 4.5 hours while watching anime with Esther. It was awesome. All with this deck, just 1 card different. The dive down was pretty good last night. Smooth like usual. Shithing Bay. What was the deck? It was this deck, and the anime was Mob Psycho 100. Alright, the Solitude, pitch Ephemerate. Okay, no second Ephemerate there. Tourach's a good draw. Tourach. Yeah, season 2 is out. We're like halfway through it. It came out a long time ago though. Just kind of now getting around to it. They probably have another Ice Fang. Still no. Yeah, these games are kind of flooded and you don't draw Din stink. Okay, they just have 6, so I'm assuming they have nothing. Discard 2 lands. Pro white definitely very relevant here. Trading reserve list card for Ragavan. Do you think the price will stay the same or go down? I'm not the person to ask about prices. I don't really think about them ever. No Veil of Summer, no Veil of Summer, no Veil of Summer. They must have just drawn that, right? Because they could have veiled the Tourach. So hopefully they didn't draw Ephemerate too. Let's hope we find Delirium, huh? No Delirium still. You cast Unholy Heat with 3 card types since Veil 4th into the Yard of Darcy. Does it deal 6? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It checks on resolution. Yeah, I think if you're going to use this like mystery reserve list card, right, if you're actually going to play with it, I think that has more value than like if you like getting to play the game is more important than like maximizing your EV, I think. Brutal. A second game where we're again like kind of flooded and just didn't draw a single Din. Not that this game's over. Tourach has pro white. They only have 1 card in their hand. Kroxa is a great draw. I guess I'll Thoughtseize. It's unlikely to hit anything. Yeah, put that in graveyard, battle against the tokens, and gives me Delirium. Oh, counterspell. And we get to trigger Tourach. Okay, things definitely went as good as they possibly could go after drawing Thoughtseize. They're like dead. They fetched out to 8 when we have 8 points of power in play? Okay, that's like pretty loose, right? I guess I'll play around Cryptic, just pass. Go to combat rather. It's a good draw. Thankfully, our draw was also pretty good. All right, 3-1 after losing to Enchantress. What deck should you trophy with? This deck has been the last 3 trophies. I trophied 3 times in a row with it on Sunday. Everyone's playing Yorion the Sky Nomad, which is like usually a creature deck, so I think I am gonna keep this hand. I think I'll just play Blood Crypt on 1. I saw Spider Space Voodoo Saga, the Rack. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I saw it. I was playing a black-white deck with 1 copy of the Rack on Friday. I think go to 21 is not a good call. I mean, like cutting a land and adding a 4-drop seems kind of loose to me. I mean, I don't. This deck has been doing really well lately. I really don't think you need to worry too much about it. I've been, just kind of killing it. I don't think you want to go down a land now. Well, it stinks that they are not, giving us targets for removal spells if we something this hand wanted. They're probably playing Niv, which is just like, this hand just it can't beat. Has Dauthi been superstar-like? I wouldn't say superstar-like, but it's like decently well positioned in the metagame, and honestly, like, if you play red-black, you don't have better options. I hope it's Kiki Court. If it's Kiki Court, we can win. Thoughts on Sudden Edict board to help deal with Murktide and Sanctifier? Well, we have Terminate in the main deck for Murktide. We have Pyrite Spellbomb for Sanctifier, which are both better answers to those individual cards, Yeah, Sudden Edict isn't good against Sanctifier because the main Sanctifier deck is Hammer Time, and they play Ornithopter, Midnight. They play tons of cards to sacrifice. Yeah, they just have to be playing Niv, right? Congrats on your finish, Sebastian. You don't owe me anything, but good job. This is probably a Yorion, and I guess we go Kolaghan's Command plus Heat. Just try to bird them out. No, Dark Confidant kind of sucks. I mean, it is another option over Voidwalker. It's fine. But then you also have to play Graveyard Hate in your sideboard. I think Voidwalker is like generally a bit more powerful. Okay. But obviously both are like kind of weak to very similar things. They discard a Lightning Bolt, which is weird because I've got the Den.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
Intellectual Property Fee, thanks buddy. They discard Fury, interesting. I guess it's not the Rockerick deck, or at least it's not like the Rockerick list I was building. I think I'll just Graveyard the Voidwalker. Kind of looking for Kroxa here. Niv wouldn't play Bolt. I mean, why not, They might play Bolt. Yeah, but it's maybe just like 4-color control. Oh, it could be Elementals, yeah. Elementals with Yorion, though. And Bolt, I guess. So let's go Heat, target Omnath. Keep that on top. It doesn't give us Delirium. And then go, they discard a card, kill the Omnath. Still keep that on top. Yeah, I guess they're just I'm assuming Elementals at the time of making this comment. Yeah, they discarded Ephemerate. Which is not a great matchup. What are good cuts for the sideboard and Chalice decks? Some amount of 1-drops to bring in EEs. In this deck, what are cuts for the sideboard for Chalice decks? Dropping 1-drop to bring in the E's. Well, you have three Terminates, but yes, I'll often bring in like 1 or 2 explosives against Chalices too. But it depends on like the different Chalice decks, right? But like this deck gets the main deck 3 Kolaghan's commands, so you're like you're way more resilient to Chalice than you are in other strategies, which is like why I like this deck as much as I do, is because you're like much better against Chalice. I think Prismari Command is worth considering for Murktide for the same reason. Yes, it's kind of close. I guess I don't want to just throw away my Channeler to the Renin 6. Oh, sorry. I guess I also should have just did the 1/1s at Renin 6 and then the 3/2 at them. Which Reanimator Shell is the best? Probably the Mardu one. I like the Smallpox one a lot too. Reanimator as an archetype is just kind of is a deck I like. Okay. So they might have Ephemerate up. So if we draw like Lightning Bolt, that would be really nice. I mean, if they Ephemerate the Fury, kill the Tourach, they are at least out of gas. Out of cards. They have Yorion though. But considered Test of Talons? Yeah, of course. Discard Solitude, Eternal Witness. Alright, decent value. Flusterstorm or Spellpiercer blue sideboards. Flusterstorm is very good against the Force of Negations that will crush you. Absolutely crush you against the Elementals decks. Or sorry, against the Cascade decks. And Lantern is better against Reanimator and is better against Leyline of Sanctity. Their deck is like just I guess 4-color value pile. Definitely not a great matchup for a deck like ours. Yorion's gonna be tough to beat too. Yeah, I think I just Lurrus in hand, and I don't want to play the Voidwalker when it's just gonna die to Fury. You draw like Thoughtseize if they don't cast Yorion. They'll probably cast Yorion. They can maybe draw Heat or something. It's pretty bad too. How is Flusterstorm better than Spellpiercer in the Force of Negation scenario? So a big way, one of the main ways you lose to, the Cascade decks is in your upkeep. They'll cast Violent Outburst, and you'll Spellpierce it or Counterspell, and they'll Force of Negation. But if you Flusterstorm their Cascade spell, they can't Force of Negation your Flusterstorm because you have multiple copies. There's like a 4-color value deck. Something like this. Yeah, I don't think that they're like hard elementals. I think they're just like 4-color Ephemerate control. Landler is Tourach. They just go like Yorion, Fury, both of those, you know. No Torpor in the sideboard's kind of sus. Elementals is heavily on the decline. Elementals is heavily on the decline. And I've also beaten them the last 2 times I've played against them with this deck, even without Torpor Orb. Not that the matchup's good, but I don't think you need to dedicate sideboard cards for it. You also have Void Mirror for Elementals too, which can help some. I guess, do I want it against their deck? Probably. I don't know. Their deck's playing like Iteration. It's playing much more like, they're playing Eternal Witness. They're playing not really dedicated Elementals. But you know, Modern's a difficult format, right? The format's really diverse. You only get 14 sideboard cards in Modern. It's tough to just truly have an answer to everything when you only get 14 sideboard cards in this format. Is Rolling Vortex enough to beat a Cascade deck for the burn sideboard? I would play Chalice of the Void over Void Mirror. Like, the difference between 0 and 2 mana is huge. It's a really, really big deal. But yeah, I haven't found that Rolling Vortex is particularly good in those matchups, you know. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they changed the rule from 14 to 15. Or from 15 to 14, sorry. I have a snow-covered forest on top. Can we find a land? Uh-oh. I guess I'll upkeep stop in case they play like a birds, but I don't think they play birds. Alright, let's play Voidwalker here. I might be able to go like Inquisition to Fairy Time Raveler next turn. Cast it off Voidwalker. Yeah, we finally closed the gap with Prince for the time being. Alright, we'll see if my opponent's ever read the card Veil of Summer before. Honestly, Veil of Summer would be so greedy in their like Omnath Expressive Iteration to Fairy Time Raveler deck. It's just like Eternal Witness. Like their deck is already like mono card advantage. They probably shouldn't be dedicating sideboard cards like Veil of Summer for matchups like this, but whatever. How many decks are modern? I feel like dedicating a sideboard slot to a matchup you're already favored in is just poor deck building, unless it's insane Silverboat or something. I mean, you have to be like that's maybe a bit too general of a concept here. So I could try to Unholy Heat this and then cast it off of the Voidwalker, but then we just like lose to Ephemerate, which I think I'd like rather play around, you know, because they're responding to the Inquisition. I think that they probably have the Ephemerate. Yeah. I mean, like, I think that obviously in theory, like, dedicating sideboard cards to matchups you're favored in theory, is, like, something you don't want to do. But you have to be a little more specific with, like, what matchup are we talking about? What sideboard cards are we trying to cut in this conversation? You know, we have to be, I guess I'm not entirely sure what the point is. Wow, it hit. This is the deck that I caught up in the race with. I trophied 3 times in a row with it on Saturday. I put Yorion in their hand, which is perfect for me to Tourach their hand away. Ahmed, 12 months. Appreciate you, buddy. Hell yeah. Yeah, hopefully we can stay at the top of the board for a little bit. Prince is still tenacious. We still have like 2.5 weeks left in this race. It's really anybody's game. Think Titan's well positioned? No, not really. I mean, it's fine. Like I think it's a playable deck. But I also they cycled it. Cycling Triumph grows the Tourach more than they need to probably. Although I guess they could find Bolt. I don't know. I think it's fine. It's probably not a deck I'd recommend. The most Titan players seem like they don't like the deck at the moment, but I think it's probably fine. Is Prince to give it as a race? Yeah, absolutely. Prince is like very much involved with the trophy race. All right, 1 game 2. Game 3 maybe a bit tougher. Let me actually get the... I'm going to play 8 discard spells on the draw. Get the 3rd bolt. How do you set stops without right-clicking? There's a... I'll show you in a second. Yeah, these are all your stops down here, and you can click when you want to stop the set. Yeah, Prince has started to stream regularly, which like it does make it harder to trophy while streaming. Like, you know, I was able to get 3 trophies in a row on Saturday. Obviously, like I ran really hot in the process of doing it, but I trophied 3 times in a row on Saturday watching anime. You know, and then streaming just requires like a lot of your mental fortitude while you're playing, and can be very difficult to do, right? Put almost a 5 on the play, which is very good for us because they just have so much card advantage. Kind of hard to win this matchup probably without something like that happening. So Bauble on top, I'll shuffle. How's Affinity in the current meta? Probably fine. Den of the Bugbears has been phenomenal, right? Although we haven't drawn it that much this league, but it won me so many matches in my 3-0 trophy run, my triple trophy run. It won me a ton of matches. Is this Ren and 6? It is. Definitely the card you want to see when you mold a 5. Pretty sure I'm playing Voidwalker here. Whether he goes well positioned and Grim between Blackcleave and Grixis dressed down. I would recommend this deck. I mean, I've been killing with it like the last few days. I think of Naya Titania lands. I don't know. I haven't really played a ton of that deck. I guess I'm going to Voidwalker plus Thoughtseize here. I feel like the upside is really high of me like hitting into Omnath and getting to Omnath off the Voidwalker. And they can draw one more land off the red. I'll get to heat it next turn. Iteration, Wrenn and 6. Well, I'm glad I didn't go for the heat line. Might use Voidwalker to Iteration, we'll see. Yeah, I've rated Prince a couple times lately. I really like Prince. Prince seems really nice. I'm glad that he's getting into streaming. Like, he definitely seems like a great personality for it. Great, you know, he's got the grind set for it too, you know. Yeah, Prince also stopped O1 or X1 dropping, so we're gonna stop, you know, X1 dropping for a little while too. So they Fury Evoke. They stack the triggers correctly. They don't have Ephemerate. Their hand is Misty Rainforest mystery card, right? That mystery card. Oh, that was the iteration card. Okay. Really? Oh, sorry. They have Wrenn and 6. Their hand's Wrenn and 6. Wrenn and 6 Misty. So I can. I guess I mean, I need to heat the Wrenn and 6 before it gets up to 7 loyalty. Playing without blue is not scary against living in Cascade decks. Voidwalker is very good against living in. It's also good against Rhinos, where you can cast Crashing Footfalls off of it if you get in play first. And then against Rhinos, we have 3 Explosives, 2 Chalice, 2 Void Mirrors. So I'm like I definitely feel prepared for these matchups. Another Fury. Opponent's hand is Wrenn and 6, mystery card. Wren's not doing that much here. I guess I'll Inquisition it. What? Oh, I totally missed. Oh man, I've been doing such a bad job managing opponents' hands lately. Feel bad. Guess I'll bolt this before they can draw Ephemerate though. Let's move on. Yeah, I missed that they pitched the Wrenn to the Fury. Bummer. Good to know that their last card is another Fury, I guess. Probably put Yorion in their hand here. Makes sense. Yeah, if my opponent casts Yorion, I'd probably go kill Ice Fang and then return Voidwalker or make them discard. Then we can heat the Yorion. I need to use my mana. Oops. They have Counterspell in their deck? Why not, I guess. No, I haven't really messed around with the Dimulich deck very much lately. Yeah, this matchup is a nightmare, dude. I don't have strong opinions on the Naya Titania deck. Yeah, we'll play more Dimulich when Consider gets printed, but I don't have like super high hopes for it. Thank you, Big Show. Yeah, I definitely have enjoyed working on the budget deck guides. I'll keep doing them. Between this one and Grixis Shadow, which one do you think is better position first Cascade? It's probably this, honestly. Voidwalker's like good against both Cascade decks. I mean, obviously losing counterspells hurts, but their decks are already really resilient to counterspells as it is. And you also have like a ton of sideboard cards for those matchups because you don't have to play any graveyard hate because you have Voidwalker. But it's not like drastically different. All right, so 3-2. Gonna run it back. Hopefully not play against Enchantress round 1. It's considered the best 1-mana blue cantrip printed since Preordain. It's like I just have